Well, this week out at practice as Commanders get ready to take on the Chicago Bears on Monday night, looking at the wide receiver group, they would benefit greatly if Noah Brown is able to return this week. And a promising sign was watching him participate in drills and practice all of this week. So if they can get him back, that is going to be huge. Another wide receiver who has stood out in the last few weeks is Luke McCaffrey. He's really made some key plays for this team on offense, and he seemed to have been stepping up and improving each week. I got a chance to catch up with him this week. Just talk about what you see in your game right now and of how you're developing each week.
Yeah, I think I've been the beneficiary of a lot of really great people in this locker room in every different way, whether it's people encouraging or whether it's people playing on the field well, like Marcus and Jaden have the last 3 weeks. And so it's been just a blessing to kind of be a part of that.
But you have to even see the game a little differently beyond just them. It kind of starts somewhat with you too, right, as far as what you're seeing?
Yeah, I think, again, football is such a team game, and everything comes down. I know it sounds a little cliche, but it really is the ultimate team game. And so I think it kind of bounces off each other. Certain people playing well helps other people play well, and it bounces like that. And I think it's been fun to kind of just bounce that off some other people who are playing at a really high level, whether it's Debo, whether it's Bill, whether it's J-Mac, all the guys in the backfield, whether it's our tight end room who've been blocking their buns off, whether it's our extra tackle who we've been playing with a lot. So I think all that comes together really well, and it's been fun to just be able to be a part of that and then kind of hone into whatever my role is on every single play and go from there.
You talked about Debo a little bit. When you watch him out there, what are you picking up from his game that could possibly even help you?
Yeah, there's a lot. I think the way he runs the ball is awesome. It's a lot of it is pure just talent and skill, but a lot of it's just the mentality and approach he has of, the competitor within him, trying to get every single yard, trying to fight for every single inch out there on the field. And so it's a lot of fun.
Hey, Coach, could you talk about the offense? Where have you seen them improve the most over the last couple games?
Yeah, I just like the run game, the physicality in the run game, I think has really gotten better as we've gone along. I think that last drive going 99.5 yards is a big step for us, like closing the game out on our terms, being physical. They knew we had to run it, we were still able to run it. And that's the type of football that carries you into the postseason if you can get there, is being able to have that type of run game. So we got to keep building off of it and just continue to be consistent in that area.
And pass blocking, could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think we're continuing to improve. It's a group that we've had some moving parts, so I think when we can get consistent in there and have the same unit for multiple weeks, that always helps. And I think we made a step this last week. We got to take a step again against Chicago with a really good pass rush.
Well, this week, looking at the defensive side of the ball, Coach Witt and the players that I talked to had the same message, is not to be on this emotional roller coaster from week to week. And Coach Witt also emphasized the focus on playing well and forcing opponents to beat them rather than beat themselves. So let's go into the locker room to hear from the defensive side of the ball.
That's tough. Outside of football as human beings, consistency is the hardest thing. But, we just stick to our plan, and that's been one of our priorities, is just get off the roller coaster. Having good performances, then bad performances, good performances, and bad performances. We just want to get out the roller coaster and stay even keel. Just really, grounding ourselves in our fundamentals and everything that stay true through training camp.
Hey, Yvonne, could you talk a little bit about facing Chicago? What do you know about them? What's some keys on defense this week?
They got a really solid roster, really solid coaching staff. They got players everywhere, not just offense and defense, but special teams too. They're loaded. They're just waiting to break through. It's going to be a tough game on Monday night. We got to stay true with our fundamentals to get it done.
Caleb Williams, got to face him this week. Yeah. What do you know a little bit about him and keys with him?
Yeah, he's a special quarterback. Been a fan of Caleb for a long time, back at his USC days. I think at Oklahoma, he was at Oklahoma before then too. So, I'm a fan of football, been a fan of Caleb for a long time. He's a special talent.
Hey, Bobby, in facing Chicago this week, when looking at what they have, their quarterback, the other weapons they got, and what you all were able to do last week, what are some keys this week for this defense so that, as they say, you're not on a roller coaster?
I think the biggest thing is stopping their second play. I think the quarterback does a really, really good job of, if he doesn't see his first look, he extends the plays with his feet, and, he finds an open guy. And so, he's talented to, hurt you with his legs, and we can't allow him to do that.
What did you like about what you saw from the defensive unit last week?
I like how we responded. I like the turnovers. I liked holding a really, really good offense to 10 points, and I think that's something we can build off on.
Hey, Percy, being back this past week against the Chargers and everything, how does it feel like being back, some keys that you saw on defense?
It felt good to be back. Keys I saw on defense is just taking the initiative and creating some turnovers for sure. Like, creating turnovers was big in the momentum of the game and turning the game around, and I feel like that's really what sparked us to, in the right direction.
Looking at the Chicago Bears this week with a quarterback like Caleb Williams.
I say just knowing like the personnel and how each team comes out and try to work each person in the personnel. I feel like that was big, and just playing fast, like just not thinking like, oh, this guy gonna make the play. Just everybody just trying to make the play.
Was it the little things that you all worked on this past week in the secondary, because tackling was better as far as just execution was better?
Most definitely. I feel like last week our preparation for the game was a lot better. I feel like we earned the right to win.
Hey, Javon, got the Chicago Bears this week. This defense really played well last week, and I know you constantly tell me got to clean up some things still. Talk to a little bit about this coming week in facing Chicago.
Well, we know they got a good running back in DeAndre Swift, and they do some great things in the run game, man. They do some great things in the screen game, great things in the pass game with their quarterback Caleb, and I know he's looking to scramble for sure. So we got to rush is one, and we got to contain this run game is one. It's going to start with stopping the run for sure. Got to keep our heads down and keep practicing the right way. It always starts with practice, and it's going to end with practice, man. And I just said a while ago, man, I'm tired of the roller coasters, and I know we're going to get things rolling and get this second win, because it's mandatory. It's mandatory that we get things rolling around here.
You said that you're tired of the roller coaster. What's some keys so that you're not on a roller coaster anymore?
Just going at it one day at a time, especially with practice, man. We got to start fast and we got to finish fast. And like I say, I always take pride in how I practice, because it definitely carries over. I had a good week last week of practice and played well, so I got to stack that on top of this week, so I can play well.
Your teammate over there, Von Miller, said that he's been a big fan of yours for a long time.
Yeah, we talked about it when I got drafted, for sure, how he wanted me on the Broncos. It didn't work out, but we teammates now, and it's going well. I'm a big fan of him, and just being able to rush next to a guy like that, hear his brain and pick his brain on certain things, it helps you become a better player.
And looking back at last week a little bit and carrying it over to this week, what did you like about the tackling, the execution, the energy that you saw from this defense last week?
Yeah, the tackling can improve. Okay, I still don't think we've had a tackling game where, from a missed tackle standpoint, but what I do like, you see multiple people going. So when somebody does miss, there's somebody else coming right there hitting them. We had, I think it was 21 turnbacks this game. 21. So, is tackle behind the line of scrimmage or their head was going back that way. Whenever you get over 20, that's where you want to be. And so I was pleased with that, but just the isolated misses, we have to do better. One more step to the tackle and make sure we wrap.